everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is Elliot's labour and delivery story. So Elliot was born on the 12th of October 2017. So I've got two babies born 2016, 2017. He came 2 days early. He was only actually due on the 14th. My labour with him started 2 weeks, I think, 2 weeks before he actually came along. It was very surreal. Every single night I would have contractions, and they weren't Braxton Hicks contractions, they were actual contractions. And I spoke to the midwife and she said it was just the start of what they call early labour. At the beginning it really got my hopes up. I really thought, this is it, this is the start of it. And then every night, as soon as I put Elise to bed, I'd go downstairs and rather than lie down on the couch and get comfortable, I'd get my birthing ball out and I'd sit on the birthing ball for half an hour, just watching telly, sit on the birthing ball, doing a few little exercises, doing a few little bounces, a few little lunges around the place, just to see if I could, while the contractions were there, to keep them there and to make something happen. But nothing did, and it was 2 weeks that this went on for. And then one evening, me and Danny got into bed. We were watching a bit of telly, I think, and it was 11 o'clock. I had a contraction, and straight away it was like quite a woomph, it was like quite a big contraction. So it sort of knocked my socks off a little bit. I got up, carried on moving around, just to see if anything would happen. And I just remember just kept saying to Danny, it's probably just the same as every night I've had. So don't be getting too excited. I don't think anything's going to happen. And I felt another one. And this was about, I think it was about 10 minutes after. Okay, so I carried on having these contractions. They were every 10 minutes to start off from 11 o'clock, and that carried on probably to about 11:30, and then they got 5 to 7 minutes apart. And at 12 o'clock I thought they were 5, and then I think I had one that was 3 minutes apart. So I thought, this is slightly different to what I've been experiencing. Maybe I should go upstairs and just say, you know, just wake Danny up and say, listen, it's a little bit more different. They're quite close together, but the difference this time was that they were getting stronger quickly. So I had a contraction. I was timing them on my phone. I stopped my phone after the contraction, walked upstairs, stopped at the top of the stairs here, on this little thing you see, leaning over there, had another contraction. Walked into the bedroom, woke Danny up and had another contraction. And that was literally 3 contractions within about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I said to him, something's not right, this isn't right. Something's happening, and it just feels like it's happened very quickly. I was handling my contractions, they were fine, they weren't too much for me, but I knew something was different this time. So I woke him up and he came downstairs. I told him to make us, he made me a cup of coffee, he got himself a cup of tea, and I sat there and carried on timing them. And it was till 1 o'clock in the morning. Now we had Elise in bed, and also we've got the dog here. So my mum was going to be coming to stay with Elise when I have the baby, and my sister was my other birthing partner. So around 1 o'clock in the morning I'm thinking, do I let people know something's happening, or is it going to stop again? I wasn't 100% convinced. And then at 1:30, Danny was saying, you need to ring your mum. I think we're going to be going in. And I still wasn't 100% convinced, but then I was having contractions where I was having to lean over something. I was rocking through them. And at this point, they were every 1 to 2 minutes. And I still wasn't 100%, it sounds really, really silly now when I'm saying it, but I still wasn't 100% convinced. And I thought, the last thing I'd want to do is wake my mum up, get her out of bed, she's going to rush, she's going to be panicking. For it to get here, wake my sister up, she's got 2 kids to sort out in the morning. for them to all get here and then everything stop like it had been. And that's really in the back of my mind what I thought was going to happen. But thankfully I did ring my mum. She came literally straight away. She was there within 10 minutes of putting the phone down. She jumped out of bed, got dressed and came straight away to my house. And as I opened the front door to her, I was leaning over the stairs having another contraction. But that's the first one that she'd seen. She was like, okay, they seem quite strong, Sam. Walked into the living room as I just walked from the stairs to the couch, leaning over having another one. And I looked at her face and it was instantly, you need to get to the hospital now. You need to move. I rung my sister, and by the time she got to my house, we managed to get me from the house to the car. I was walking, I was fine, but I was having contractions every couple of steps. I got into the car and I was having more contractions on the way. It was just constant. It was every minute and a half. And all I kept thinking was, oh my God, I hope the baby doesn't come now while I'm in the car. And we pulled up at the hospital. We got into the hospital, and even then I was stopping every couple of steps. I was probably managing about 10 steps and then having a contraction, and I just kept... Danny ran ahead to let them know I was here. I was holding on to my sister, just saying to her, I don't think I'm going to make it up there. And I did eventually make it up to the labour ward. But they sent me through to assessment first, and we got into the ward, and the midwife just shouted over, oh, is it Sam? Yeah, just take a seat there. And there was about 5 or 6 seats along the corridor, just on the corridor. Just take a seat there and we'll come and have a look at your notes in a minute. And I'm thinking, you need to be quick. I can't sit here. I'm not, the baby. I feel like the baby's on his way. So I kneeled on the floor, leaning over the chair, having another contraction. As soon as she seen, this was instantly, as soon as I walked from the door to the chair, sat down, I was on the floor having another contraction, because that's how I was managing them best. The same with Elise. I like to be kneeling down, leaning over something and rocking my way through them, and that really helped me. So she seen me doing this, she came over and said, right, come on, should we just pop you in this room, we'll have a little look. And I lied on the bed, kept having contractions constantly. She came back in, just about to check me, and I said to her, I feel like I'm about to have this baby. I think we need to be quick, because I think she was going to put me on the heart monitor to check first. And I just remember saying to her, I think you should just check me first. Not that I want to tell them how to do the job, but this was, you have that mother's instinct. I just felt something wasn't right. So she checked me, and as soon as she checked, she was like, we need to get you around to delivery, you're 9.5 centimetres. And instantly, the instant relief, because I'd heard, that was about, I think that was about 3:15 in the morning. So from my first one being 11 o'clock, and it had all happened this quickly. If you've watched me with one with Elise, it was 58.5 hours from first contraction to her being here. It was very long, it was dragged out. She wasn't in any kind of rush. He was the complete opposite. So we got round to delivery. I got onto the bed, and she just kept saying, the midwife just kept saying to me, you are ready to have this baby as soon as your waters go, that's all we're waiting on. And I could feel them, she was saying the bulging, the rear ready to go. They're going to go with some force, because I can feel how much they are bulging, as soon as they go. And I think we sat there for about an hour. The whole time I was very calm. I was very proud of myself, because I think I handled it very well, and if I do say so myself. But no, I was very proud of myself, because I kept control. I just, like I did with Elise, one contraction after the next, it was just one at a time. Take it one at a time and keep that control, keep calm, and that's exactly what I did. And I remember Danny was waiting to see these waters go, because she said they're just going to pop, and he wasn't convinced he was going to see anything happen. And she was like, no, they will literally hit that wall opposite her. She said, that's how strong we're going. And he was so excited to see these waters go. Literally nipped into the toilet. I had a bathroom in my room. Nipped into the toilet for a wee. And as he was in there, he just did this pop and the gush of water. and he just knew instantly he'd missed it. He was devastated. I was more gutted for him than he'd actually missed that bit because he was so excited to see it. But yeah, and then what happens? Oh, so she said to me, your waters have gone, you can literally push anytime you want to push. My sister was there as well. She was amazing, her and Danny. I didn't really feel any need for them to do anything. I just wanted them there. She was holding water for me that I kept sipping. She was she is the Snapchat queen, my sister. She loves taking pictures, and that didn't stop during my labour. I'll insert a few little pictures here, but she would not leave me alone with that camera. And I did say to her, you can film, you can take pictures, you can do everything you want, just document it as much as you want to, for me as well, because that was one thing I wish I'd had more when I had Elise, is more pictures. But she decided to do it Snapchat style, so we had a bit of fun doing that. And then as soon as the midwife said to me, you can start pushing, that was at 5 to 5, and I pushed for 5 minutes and he was here. I think it was like 3 nice big pushes and he was here, and it was unreal. It just that feeling once again. You don't feel like, because you experience it the first time, I don't know what I was expecting the second time. I didn't think it would feel as special maybe, or as amazing as it did with Elise. I just didn't know what to expect, and that first feeling I had when I had Elise and she was put onto my chest and I held her for the first time, that instantly came folding back as soon as I held him. It's just the best feeling in the world. So I held on to him for a few minutes. They popped him up my vest top to keep him nice and warm. I'll put a nice little picture in here of him looking all bloody and gooey, you know. Danny cut the cords, and then they said, because I was breastfeeding, they said we can pop him straight onto the boob, then see if he wants to feed. That's just instantly what they'll do if you're breastfeeding. And he fed for 3 hours. I was freezing. I kept thinking, he's cold, he still haven't been washed or cleaned up, but I just wanted to get him all nice and fresh in his nice clothes, get me in a nice shower, clean pyjamas. But no, Elliot decided, I'm going to lie here for as long as I want to, Mum, take my time and feed. And he did feed for about 3 hours. It was ridiculous. He kept falling asleep, and I'm thinking, shall I move him? And then he'd be rooting again. So the midwife was just like, no, just take your time, just let him do what he wants to do, he's still hungry. So we did that for quite some time. And then my sister cleaned him up and got him dressed the same as she did with Elise, and helped me have a nice shower and get freshened up. I think I was in the room till just after dinner time, about 12:30 from 5 o'clock in being delivered, and then we got discharged. So in that time, I just got myself ready. They came and done all of Elliot's checks, and then my mum brought Elise in, and that instantly had everybody in pieces. She was so excited to see him. She absolutely loved him to pieces while he was in my tummy anyway. She was constantly kissing and hugging my tummy, and she came in, and I'll see if I've got the little video of just a quick little snap of when we first introduced them.
Teddy, look. Oh, look at her hugging him. Look at your baby brother.
Elise, who is it? Give some hugs.
Give him a kiss. Gentle.
Give him a
Give him a kiss.
Give him a nice kiss. Oh, look at her. Is that your brother?
And she had us all crying our bloody legs off. That for me was just as special as when I held them for the first time, was seeing my 2 babies meet for the first time, and just knowing that there's that instant love between them. And yeah, it was just amazing. I could sit here and talk about it all day, but don't worry, I won't. So that was Elliot's labour and delivery story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed this little mini series as well. I wanted to keep them all together so it wasn't just random videos about pregnancy or anything, because obviously I'm not pregnant. I don't intend to be pregnant again, but I did want to include my pregnancy and my conception, our fertility issues that we had, and my labour and delivery stories. So I thought just best get them all done in one little week of videos. So I really do hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have, and also please like and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already to my channel, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!